Hi all, welcome to Supercoders. So in this tutorial, I will show you how you can install Postman and how to use the Postman tool. Then how you can create the REST API in Django using Django Rest Framework. So basically, I'm creating a login API and Signup API. After that, I will show you how you can parse the JSON Web Token. After that, I will show you how you can create the API using ChatGPT. So let's get started and let's see how I'm going to do all these things. So basically, first you need to install the Postman because you need to use this Postman to check your API. So we can use this Postman tool to trigger the API. Like right now, we don't have any front-end application. So for testing the API or making API request complete, we can use this Postman tool, which had lots of feature and autocomplete things which we can use in our project. So download the Postman application. I already installed, so I'm not going to install again. Here, if you see, I already installed this Postman application. Right now, let's work on our project. So I'm taking help from ChatGPT to implementing the JWT token authentication in our project. But I also created manually how you can implement the JWT token in your project. But right now, I'm taking the ChatGPT help because our goal is to complete the project, and the project will take less time to development. You need to understand the concept, what is happening and how the things is working. Like for implementing the login part in the Django application, when using the front end application, like if you're working with full stack application, we don't have server access or we don't have server sessions. So we need to use the token methods, which is JWT token, which we need to use for authentication our React project to Django application. Right now, let's see how I'm gonna do all these things. So first, open your project. I already opened my project. Open terminal. Let's activate our virtual environment. So running the command /vnv/scripts/activate. Now my virtual environment has been activated. Running the server. So Python manage.py run server. Now my server is running. If I check, if I refresh this page again, and it is running. After that, let's create a user. So basically, I'm using the command to creating a super user. Let's activate the virtual environment. So vnv scripts activate. Running the command python manage.py create super user. Enter. Now asking for username. I am giving admin. Email also admin@gmail.com. Password admin. Yes. Now here it shows some error like data too long for column. If I see the user services and models, here if I see the password field, it's showing length 16. So what I can do, I just change the length to 255. So maximum length I'm using of the char field. Now running the migration command. So php python manage.py make migrations. After that, run the migrate command. So done. Clear it. Now try to create the user. Creating the user admin. Okay, admin@gmail.com. Password admin. Yes. Now it's done. Our user has been created. So there is one issue with password. It needs to be maximum length because Django will say password in 128 characters. So if I show you, let me open the phpMyAdmin. SQL phpMyAdmin. If I want to see it, log in and do one thing. Here instead of open this in this tab, open it. If I see my project, open the user, Now here, if you see the password data, here it is. If you see the length of this password, so if I try to run this password, if I check this length of the password, let me show you the length of the password. Simply do what? I just come here, paste it. Here, if you see, it's showing 88 length selected. So default I set 60, but the password length is very high. So that's why it is showing error. After that, fixing it, let's move to next step. We need to install the REST framework and JWT token authentication system. So first clear this terminal and moving to Chrome. Now let's ask ChatGPT to how to install Django Rest Framework and JWT token in our project. So for this, I'm just asking it, write the complete steps to install JWT authentication. It's simple JWT. So simple. There's two dependency of the JWT token. One is JWT and one is simple JWT. We are using simple JWT because the old one, Django Rest Framework JWT, it is not maintained anymore. So that's why I'm using simple JWT authentication. Listing Django project and create a login API which will generate JWT token. And after that, click enter. So here it's giving me all the steps. If you see, it's writing everything. Now it's getting the API view. It missed one thing, which is API view. So I'm just gonna ask one more thing. Add Django Rest Framework. So Django Rest Framework is used for creating the API in Django. Okay, showing it's already installed, but I'm not able to see here Django Rest Framework. Okay, here it is mentioned. So it's so yeah, it's so certainly didn't install. So you can use this step to install the Django Rest Framework. For this, adding login serializer. I don't want to use serializer for now. Create it without serializer. And here we go. It simply create the API with data and return the token. So what I gonna do? I'll just first coming to the first step. So first we need to install the Django Rest Framework and Django Rest Framework simple JWT token. Just copy this, paste it, and it is installed. After that, we need to install simple JWT. So copy this one and delete it. And it is also done. Clear it. After installing this dependency, we need to register this REST APIs and REST frameworks in our project. So for this, coming to my project, this one is the project directory and this one is the application directory. So opening this project directory, coming to settings, and here I'm going to add my apps. So first, you need to install the apps, which is REST framework simple JWT. So add it, and after that also we need to add one more app. Which one is? Let me show you. This one. It is in second step. So after that, install it, clear it. Now after that, now here is simple JWT dictionary, which contains the data of the configuration of the JWT. I'm just gonna copy this and come to the settings. I'm gonna add this in below. And if I see these things, what exactly it contains? So basically it contains the lifetime of the token expire. It's in minute. I'm gonna change to day 1. Days 1. After that, add import this. So yeah, from date time to import time delta. After that, it has rotate refresh token, false, blacklist. There are lots of setting here, but right now I'm not gonna see all these things settings. And here signing key is secret key. Secret key is nothing, just our project's secret key. And if I see other things, auth header types bearer, that this is required. I will show you what is the use of bearer. User ID fields ID, user ID claim user ID, that is also okay. Access token. I think everything is okay right now. After that, moving next step, we need to create the API. Now after this, I am coming to my user service and creating the file urls.py. After that, coming to my main urls.py. So it is project urls.py and it is apps urls.py. So what I'm gonna do, I'm registering my apps URL to my project URL. So for this, I to add path, okay, API slash, I'm gonna add users, or we can say auth. Auth is better because we are gonna use auth for login sign up. Include, so import the include, import it. It gonna import from Django URLs, and it is using user service, which is our user service folder. And URLs is our URLs file. So it is there. After that, I will do what? I just copy this thing, save it, coming here, paste it, import this. Also, I don't want this URLs, so I just want one simple URL, login, and I'm going to add the controller. So I will do what? I'm creating my controller, new folder, controller, creating a controller. So new file, auth controller.py, and here creating a method, define login, request, enter, and here simple. For first now, I'm just returning a simple message to return HTTP response login page. Initially, I'm just going to return a simple message. I'm not going to implement the complete login API or details which is said by ChatGPT. I'm just gonna show you first concept how everything is working right now. So after adding, I'll just add the auth controller. So auth controller, auth controller dot login, then name equal to login. Now import this. So I'm gonna import from controller dot auth controller, import controller. I think there is something wrong. It should be from controller, import auth controller. Save it. Now let's check it's working or not. Okay, it's something error. Okay, so there is one directory above. So it is inside the user service here. We need to add dot, save it. Now check the URL in Chrome. So I'm gonna do what? I'm just copy this URL, paste it, and passing API slash auth slash login. And if I open this page, you can see the login page. Now after that, we need to implement other things. So basically right now, I'll just create a simple URL and simple method which return an HTML message or HTML page. But right now we are going to implement the API. Let me show how you can do this. So for this, here it's showing error because I removed the code. So I'm going to do what? Just copy this code from ChatGPT. Here if you see, it give me the code without serializer, which is better I think. So I can do what? I just copy this code or just copy the whole code. Come into the project, paste it. I don't need this. Save it. And here we need to implement the login API. So here just change this URL auth controller dot login view as underscore view, because it's a class based view. So we need to use as it as a login API dot view as view. If you are using function view, we don't need anything, just pass the function name. But if you are using class, we need to pass it as a dot as view. Save it. And if I check, there is no error now. And here if I see, it is checking username, password, and here method is get. So what I gonna do, I will just add one more thing. If I add define get, if there is user trying to access the URL with get method, so I'm gonna show what I'm just gonna show a message. Please use post method login. Save it. Now let's check. If I try to hit this URL via get method, so if I try to access this URL, and you can see it is showing me please use the URL to post method to login. And here it provides me option of the REST API framework, but I'm going to do what? I'm just using my Postman tool instead of using this Django Rest Framework. So coming to the Postman and creating a new collection, Amazon clone, Ecommerce, inventory. After that, just creating a new collection. So right click, new request. Okay, here is add request. So right now I'm just gonna use this request as a get method. So simply paste the URL and save this method as a login URL, or you can say login. Save it. Enter. And you can see it is showing the message. Please use post method to login. If I change it to post method, click send. And it is asking please provide both username and password. If I come to the body, click on row and pass in the JSON data. So username admin. Right now I'm passing only username. Let me see what happened. So it asking both passing both data, passing the both password. First I'm passing the wrong password. Trying to see what happened if I pass wrong password. It's showing me valid credential. Now after that, if I change it to admin, which is correct password, save it, send, and it is done. We get a token. So we can use this token to make calling of the other API. I will show you how you can do this also. For now, I have get the login token, means our login is successful. If I try to decode this token, let me show you. Coming to the site, JSON Web Token, JWT.io. We can use this site to decode your token. So if I paste my token, if you see, it contains the token type, expiry, JTI, user ID. And if I check my user ID, what it has 3. So it is giving me correct token with the details. Now if you want to pass, if you see this payload data, this is only user ID and other details. But I want to pass, like for client side rendering, I will send the email, username, name, and profile picture. So how I'm going to do change these things? So coming to the controller, and if you see here, what going to happen? First, I pass the data, username and password from the API. It is checking username password is not null. Then coming to this condition, it authenticate the username and password. After getting username password correct, it generate me a token. Using the method of the simple JWT token, it get a token. So what I gonna do? I will just customize this token. So I will add some customization in token. Reference dot access token username equal to username. Let's see it's gonna work or not. So first I'm just checking again. If I copy this again, take it here. Now I think it is not working still. So what I'm gonna do here, I just change to access equal to replace dot access token, and here access username equal to username. Try it now. Trying now. Here access. Save it. Let's restart the server and see it. And it. That gonna work. Let me see again. Copy this token, paste it, and you can see I get the username. After that, I need to some other details. So I need access email. I need profile pic. So it's under the profile pic. Save it. I can try to hit this URL. And now I'm gonna copy it again. Paste it. And here you can see token type access, username, email, and profile pic. All we are getting. So just customize the token because we need this detail to render in the client side and show the basic details of users. After all these things, let's do some other things. Now I'm creating a two API. One is protected and one is without protection. So let me see how I can do this. Now here again, I'm taking help from ChatGPT. Create two API. One is JWT token protected and one is publicly access. Now if I ask this question, it give me two API code, and here what I guess it is same. So here if you see, it's give me this first method which is publicly access and the second one protected API view. So right now if I see, it's gonna be two URL. One is public and one is protected. Then I'm gonna do what? I'm just copy this thing, this two API, come into my auth controller, and here add this method or class. You can say import this JWT authentication. So it should be come from the package. This one, paste it. So there's two class which is mentioned: authentication of JWT and authenticated. This is protected URL and this is public URL. Now save it and add this URLs in our URL. Public API, protected API, public API view, protected API view. Make it public API, protected API. Save it. Now let's check all these API. So coming to the Postman again, HTTP 127 and here change it to public API. Send it, and you can see this API is accessible without token. And if I try to access this API, so just duplicate it and paste it and send it, and you can see authentication credentials were not provided, so we can't access this API because it didn't pass the token. If you see, its header showing 401. So how we can access this URL? For this, we need to pass the token. So just copy this token and pass it here. Here in the headers, come to add the headers authorization. Then we have to pass the first keyword bearer. So this is what we see in the settings. Now after that we have to pass the token. So send it, and you can see the API is accessed now. So in that way you can create a token and use this token to access the protected API. Now after this, just do what? I'm saving this API also, protected API, save as public API. And here's some feature of Postman, which I didn't use that, but I need to tell you. Here, if you see variables, we can set the variables. So I'm going to set the default URL base URL variable. So I will set URL equal to, this one is the base URL. This one is the base URL of our project. Copy it, paste it. Okay. Now save this variable. And what I can do, I will just come here in between and remove this whole thing and simply add this variable using URL. Now if I try to hit again and again, it's working. So it is checking the URL from the variable. I'm just doing what? Copy this setting all where, paste it, save it, save it. Let's create a sign up API. So again, coming to my project and creating the API sign up. So sign up API view. Just copy this and here sign up and create this API. So coming to my project, auth controller, creating a class just below here or just above the login. Class sign up view, API view, define post self request. After that, complete this code. So I'm just going to take basic details, username, request data username. Then I'm going to take password, email, password, profile pic URL. Then there are other fields also. Let me see the models, what it contains, email trees. There are lots of details, but right now I don't need this all details. Save it and let's complete this method. If username is not none, email is none, password is none, we can simply show a message. Please provide username, password, and email also. We have to save this data. So user equal to users. And it is showing suggestion user.object.create user. Use this. Import the user.object.create user, username, email, password, profile pic. After that, user.save, and we have to return the user message. User created successfully. But after that, I need to do what? I need to do one more thing. I need to return the token also. So what I can do? I will just copy this data, and here after this testing, here just refresh token for user I have already there, token, profile pic, and everything. So I'm going to do what? I'm just returning the response, access, refresh. Let me see here, required string, So adding string here also, and also string here, string to string. Save it. I think I do have done in wrong place. I have to use it here. Save it. Now let's check it's working or not. So I'm gonna sign up right now. So what I can do, I'll just come to the Postman and copy this login API, duplicate there, change it to sign up, save as sign up. Coming to the body, changing it to supercoders, password supercoders. Then after that, email supercoders.tech@gmail.com, and after that there is profile pic URL, profile pic, profile pic, and passing it as a http example.com. Now click on send, and here it is. Okay, the URL routing is invalid, so sign up, save it, send, and here we go. Our user has been created and have the token. If I copy this token and try to decode it, and we can see we have user ID and everything, but here the username is not showing. So what I can do, if I see it has everything, but user is not able to access the access. So I think there is something wrong. Let me see. If I come to the database, I can see my user has been created and it is all the details which I pass. So I think it's gonna work, but here I didn't get the access or details. So I think there is something wrong. Let's try to do what I'm just printing the data. So print access, print access. Now save it. So it will print the data here when I hit the API. So again, supercoders 1, 1, 1, and it. And here if I see, it's showing me the token, and it is showing me the this token also. If I use this token and parse it, it has all the details, but I don't know why it is not saying here. Here access is also okay, and it is also okay. But if I see the Postman, okay, I use the wrong token. Access is above, not the below one. So if I copy it, and it is working as we expected. So remove this print, and save it. So here our sign up API is done and login also done. And I created a simple API which is protected by JWT token, and one is free API which can be publicly accessible. So I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and please subscribe our channel. And if you have any question, please do comment. So see you next time. Thanks all.